Modern designs occasionally use an electric motor in place of the traditional power steering pump, which moves pressurized hydraulic fluid to provide assistance. Although recent developments in electric power steering have challenged this claim, hydraulic power steering is still frequently regarded as offering a better steering feel. Due to the fact that electric power steering systems don't use a power steering pump and aren't powered by the accessory belt, they frequently require no maintenance and offer marginally better fuel efficiency. Anyway, in this short video I will try to explain what the symptoms of a bad power steering pump are, and how much it costs to replace the pump if it fails. It's Max the Car Guy. Subscribe and let's get started. Gray power steering fluid. Take note of the power steering fluid's color as you check the level in the reservoir. If it's gray, it has oxidized and will no longer perform as it should. Oxidation can occur if too much air enters the system, as it might with a broken power steering pump. Low or leaking power steering fluid level. Running the pump low on power steering fluid can lead to issues because the fluid is an essential part of the pump. Due to wear and tear or aging, the pump may also sustain physical damage. Depending on how the engine is mounted, the reservoir for the power steering fluid can be found under the hood and is frequently on the passenger side of the car. Verify the fluid level to make sure it falls within the acceptable range. On the reservoir, there ought to be a low and a full mark. In order to prevent further damage, the affected component should be fixed if you notice any leaks between the pump and the reservoir. A large indication that the power steering pump may be malfunctioning is the presence of a puddle below the car that is typically red or reddish-brown in color. Squealing upon startup. This is a typical sign of a loose accessory belt, but it may also be a sign that the power steering pump is failing. Check to make sure the accessory belt's tension is set properly before replacing the pump. This may indicate a bad pump rather than just a loose belt if the squeal occurs during sharp turns as well as just at startup. Steering wheel slow to respond. The front tire should turn as soon as the steering wheel is turned, as anticipated. Something may be wrong with the power steering pump if you turn the steering wheel and the car's tires have to catch up, because the driver may need to correct their initial input when the vehicle doesn't respond to their input as expected. This can be dangerous because it increases reaction time. If the driver tries to swerve to avoid something or someone but the car doesn't react as it should, this could even result in a collision. This issue needs to be fixed right away because it might be a sign of other issues with the front suspension or steering components. Whining or groaning sound while turning. A broken power steering pump may also be the source of other strange noises. The reason groaning is worse than whining is that it frequently denotes a lack of fluid, which can damage other components of the power steering system. A bearing that has been jostled out of position may also be the source of either sound. As the engine speed rises and the steering wheel turns, this whining or groaning frequently gets louder. Try going to a safe location, such as a lightly traveled road, and driving in a variety of ways to drive in order to find the conditions that causes problems. Giving the mechanic this knowledge will help him or her identify the issue more quickly. Increase steering effort. Power steering should make turning a car fairly simple. Have the power steering pump inspected if your car's steering feels unusually heavy and is difficult to turn. Replacement cost. The cost of having the power steering pump replaced by a professional varies greatly depending on where it is done and what kind of vehicle is being fixed. The typical price ranges from $350 to $700. As the pump is typically fairly simple to access in the engine bay, parts are frequently more expensive in this situation than labor. The cost of the labor varies from $150 to $250, and the pump and related parts cost between $200 and $450. As always, compare prices to find the best auto mechanic you can rely on. Once you've found a reputable automotive shop, it's a good idea to establish a strong working relationship in order to receive the best service and perhaps even some advantageous offers. With some simple hand tools and a special tool to remove the pulley from the pulley shaft that is frequently available for rental from the auto parts store, skilled mechanics may be able to change their own power steering pump at home. Hope the information was helpful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.